Just a minute, some other participants are waiting in the lobby, so I am just allowing them. So as you can see on your screen, so in the last class, we already discussed the the deterministic finite automata, which is known as the DFA. We already see its formal definition, and this is the very important formula. As you can see on your screen on the last line, the transition function. So the formula is Q cross sigma gives Q. So this is the formula for DFA. Then we already discussed the graphical representation of DFA. Then we already discussed some examples how we can solve the DFA. So basically, you need to understand that some the tuples of DFA are given to you, and you need to convert. If a transition table is given to you, then you need to construct the transition diagram. And if transition diagram is given to you, then you need to convert the transition diagram into the transition table. So by doing this, you can easily solve the questions related to the deterministic finite automata. So these questions we already discussed in the last class, and it's the video of last class is already available on the college YouTube channel, so you can refer those video lectures related to the theory of computation. Then after the discussion of the numericals based on DFA, we already discussed the NFA, means non-deterministic finite automata, and how it is different than the DFA. We already discussed this, the transition diagram of the NFA, and as there is the transition function of DFA, so there is a specific formula or specific function related to the NFA. As you can see on your screen, that the transition the transition function of NFA is this: Q cross sigma gives 2 to the power Q. Means Q here denotes the finite set of states. If in your automata or NFA there are basically two states, then 2 to the power 2 means there will be 4 states. So this formula is very important, so you need to remember this formula. Also, these type of formulas are very important and very much asked in your competitive exams. So moving forward, we already discussed the graphical representation of NFA in our last class. So in today's class, we are going to discuss some of the questions related to NFA. So as you can see on your screen, this is the question one. So as NFA and DFA all will contain the five tuples. So in the example one, you have given these values of the tuples, like the Q. In the Q there are three states. We have Q naught, Q1, and Q2. Then the input alphabet, there are input alphabets are given, 0 and 1. Then Q naught is the initial state which is given to you, and capital F is the final state. So final state is given as the Q2 is the only final state. Now according to this condition, the transition table has been made, that this is the transition table. Now according to this transition table, you need to make the transition diagram. So just to try how you can make the transition diagram. Just 2 minutes are given to you, so you need to try. These given things are given to you and the transition table is given to you, so you need to find the transition diagram of this NFA. Whoever completes it, write in the chat box. All of you must prepare a separate copy for this subject. Just do it fast, only 1 minute is remaining.
सर आपकी वॉइस क्लियर नहीं आ रही है।
Okay, now the voice is clearly. Now you can hear the voice clearly.
यस सर।
Okay. So now I'm explaining the answer. All you need to do to go through the previous video lectures before attending the class. Otherwise, it will not get you will not get benefited. So just we start with the initial state. So initial state is Q naught. So we start with the initial state Q naught and just see in the transition table corresponding to Q naught, if the input is 0, then we can move to Q naught or Q1 because this is NFA. So if the input is 0, we can move to Q naught itself, or we can move to the new state Q1. On getting input 0, and the second on getting input 1, the Q naught moves to Q1. So here comma, we can write the comma here and write 0 comma 1. So on getting input either 0 or 1, we move to Q1 state. So that's how. So now the Q naught transaction is completed for both the inputs 0 and 1. Now we move to the Q1 state. So from the transition table, on getting the input 0 on Q1 state, we move to state Q2. So you can write here Q2. But also know that Q2 is the final state because Q2 here is given as the final state. So we are making Q2, and on differentiating the final state, we can write the Q2 in the double circle, just distinguishing it that Q2 is the final state. So here we write input 0. So on getting input 1 on the Q1 state, we move to the Q0 state. So just write the arrow from Q1 to Q0 on getting input 1 like this. Now the Q1 transition now the Q1 transition is completed because both the inputs are filled. Now we move to the Q2 state. Now on getting input 0, we get the Q2 state like this. Like this. And also on getting input 1, we move to Q1 state and Q2 state. So on getting input 1, we move to Q1 state, and also here comma is there and also 1. So this is the actual diagram of, or this is the actual transition diagram of the NFA. So by getting the given condition in the transition table, we can make this type of transition diagram easily. And other type of question may be asked in your exam that some information is given and you are given this type of transition diagram, and you need to convert this transition diagram into the transition table. So all of you understand it, just write in the chat box so that we can proceed further. Just draw this diagram on your copy. Can we proceed further? Okay. Like this. This is the actual diagram. This is the actual diagram which we tried earlier. Now let us discuss some other example. Now an NFA with input symbol 01 accept all strings with 01. So here as you can see the transition diagram is given. And here a condition is given that this NFA accept all strings with 01. It accept all strings with 01. It means that the accepting state will always be filled with this 01. Here Q2 is the accepting state, and and Q2 accepts the 0 and 1 combination. Means the language this Q2 accept is 01, and all the combinations of 01. 0 1 0, then 0 1 1, and all its combinations it is accepted. So you can write this in the transition table. So as the transition diagram is given, so now the reverse process we can from the transition diagram we can fill the transition table. So as you can see here, Q0 is the initial state. So that's why Q0 is written here. And we need to fill the input 0 and input 1. So on getting input 0, the Q0 moves to Q1 on getting input 0. But on getting input 1, the Q0 will, there is no transition on getting input 1 from the Q0. So we can write epsilon here. We can also write phi here also. Both are both are applicable. It means the string with zero length, right? So we can also write this on getting q1. Now on getting q1, here you can see here that there is no transition on getting input 0 on the state q1. So we can write phi here. On getting input 1 on the q1 state, we move to q2 state. Now we move to the Q2 state. On the Q2 state, as you can see here, 0 and 1 is also there. So on getting input 0, we move to Q2 state. Also on getting input 1, we move to Q2 state. So that's how we can fill the entries in the transition table from the transition diagram. So just remember such this type of how we can fill the entries of the transition table. So moving to the next topic. Now the next topic is comparison between DFA and NFA. So this is very important topic, and sometimes the question in your RTO exam may be asked of 2 marks that write the comparison between the DFA and NFA. So as you can see on your screen, we have 3 columns. One denotes the property, then the other 2 columns denote the DFA and the NFA. So the first property is transition function. So as we already discussed, that a DFA, the transition function of DFA is like Q cross sigma gives Q, whereas the transition function of NFA is Q cross sigma gives 2 to the power Q. So the transition functions of DFA and NFA are different. So in the case of DFA, the number related to the next state is exactly 1. That's why it is called as the DFA. Whereas in the case of NFA, the number related to the next state is either 0, 1 or more than 1. So that's how the transition function is 2 to the power Q. Now the next property of comparison is empty string, transitions or null move. So DFA is not capable of using an empty string, transitions or null move. So basically in the DFA there will be no empty string transitions or null moves. Whereas in the case of NFA, NFA can use an empty string transitions or null moves. It means that epsilon is present in the NFA but not in the case of DFA. The third property is time complexity. So in the case of DFA, the total time required for running any input string in DFA is less than what it is in the NFA. It means in the case of DFA, that the time taken is less in comparison to NFA. Whereas in the case of NFA, the total time required running any input string is larger than that in comparison to DFA. So that is how DFA is having better time complexity than that of the NFA. Then the fourth comparison is space requirement. So more space allocation needed. So in the case of DFA, more space is needed, whereas in the case of NFA, less space is needed. So as far as the space requirement is considered, DFA will have more amount of space than the NFA. Then the fifth property is supremacy. So in the case of DFA, all DFAs are derived from NFA. Just remember this point. Many objective questions are asked in this point. So all DFAs are derived from NFA. Whereas in the case of NFA, all NFAs are not DFAs. So just remember this point. The next comparison is backtracking. So as you already studied the data structure and algorithm subject, so here where you find the word backtracking. So in the case of DFA, it is possible to use backtracking in DFA. So in the case of DFA, backtracking is possible, whereas in the case of NFA, it is not possible to use backtracking at all times in the case of NFA. So this is the important point. You can use the backtracking in the case of DFA, but in the case of NFA, backtracking cannot be used all the time. The seventh comparison is ease of construction. So in the case of DFA, given its complex nature, it is tougher to construct DFA. Just remember it. And DFA is of complex nature, and as it carries more space than that of NFA, that's why it is tougher to construct DFA. Whereas in the case of NFA is more easily constructed in comparison to DFA. The next point is dead state. So dead state may be required in the case of DFA, as we already discussed when we solved the questions related to the DFA in our previous class. Whereas NFA does not have the DFA. So only dead state is only in the DFA and not in the NFA. So just remember it. The next point is structure. So DFA can be best described and understood as one machine, whereas in the case of NFA is like multiple small machines that are performing computational activities at the same time. So basically, DFA we are using practically, but NFA we are not using practically. So the last difference is use. So in the case of DFA is used in lexical analysis phase of compiler design. Whereas in the case of NFA is basically a theoretical concept. So basically, in the practical world, we are using the DFA and not the NFA. So these are some very important points of difference, and many of the questions are asked in your theory as well as competitive exams from this difference. So remember these differences. These are very important. So moving to the next topic. So just remember these are the comparison, but there are some points which are common in both NFA and DFA. So some important points related to NFA and DFA. So these are some of the important points. You need to remember these points also. So both DFA and NFA have the same power. So just remember that nobody is having more powerful than the other, as NFA and DFA both are having the same power. The second point is there can be multiple final states in both DFA and NFA. So both will have multiple final states. The third point is for any problem, the NFA is having minimum number of states in comparison to DFA. That's why the space the DFA will get is having more space than the NFA. The last point is every DFA is NFA, but not vice versa. So just remember these points that every DFA is NFA, but not vice versa. So these points are very important. So you need to remember these points. So all of you understand this? Just write in the chat box so that we can proceed further to the next topic. Okay. So moving on to the next topic. So there are some important questions we need to discuss how we can solve such type of questions. So question number 1 is design a finite automata with input symbols 0 and 1. It accepts the only input 101. So as you know that the string length is 101. So here string length is 3. String length is 3101. So So number of states will be n plus 1. So if your input length is n, then number of states will be n plus 1. Just remember it. So here the input length is 3, which is 101. So how many states will be possible? As you can see here, uh, you can traverse to the final state, which is this, through 101. So how many states you can go through? Uh, Q0, Q1, Q2 and then Q3. It means 4 states. So your input length is 3. The number of states possible for accepting the input string is n plus 1, which is 4 here. So just remember this. Now the second question is design a finite automata with input symbol 0, 1, except those strings which starts with 1 and ends with 0. So here a condition is given to you that the finite automata uh, starts with 1 and ends with 0. So here you need to just write the initial state, which is q naught. Then you need to, as our string starts with 1, so you need to write with 1, and then you move to the other state, which is q1. And now the condition is that the string ends with 0. So now you need to write the 0 input. And as you can see here, so q2 is the final state. So as you can see, find the strings here. So every string will start with 1 and then it ends with 0 here. So if after getting 1 0, it can get more than 1 0, a loop is there, and this loop is of 0. As you can see here, this loop is 0. So it means that our string will start with 1 and it will end with 0. Uh, it will end how number of 0. The number of 0 we can increase, even then it will ends with 0. So the transition of Q2, which of input 1, we can move this input 1 transition to Q1, because if it is not there, then our string will end with 1 also, and which is not desirable according to the question. So all of you understand it, how we need to draw the transition diagram according to the given condition in the question. Just write in the chat box. Here the condition is given that our string starts with 1 and it ends with 0. Just write in the chat box so that we can proceed further. We are discussing some important type of questions. Is anybody having or facing some problem? Then ask in the chat box. Okay. Now we are proceeding to question number 3. Now we need to design a finite automata with inputs 0 and 1, which accept the strings with an even number of zeros followed by a single 1. So here we need to design a finite automata according to the condition with which accept even number of zeros followed by a single 1. So as you can see on the screen, we need to start with the initial state q naught. Then the condition is given to us that we need to traverse the even number of zeros. So here on traversing single zero, uh, we are getting a state, but this state is not the final state, as we need to traverse the even number of zeros. So we need to traverse it again with the zero symbol. So we are coming to the initial state again, and after this, after we get the even number of zeros, we need to follow it with one, with single one. Here it is written it single one. So here we need to write it with one, and after that we can reach to the final state, which is q2. So this is the condition. So in here, as it is given in the question that even number of one, so you can traverse it single at single time. So here you can get the language of your string is the language it accept is 0 0 1. Then if you traverse it more than one time, then you can get 0 0 0 0 1. If you can get like 3 times, you can get traverse, then you can get this. And here you can see 1 is also there at the q1, then you can write 1 here, and even then you can traverse it with more than 1 0 time, then you can get the 0. So only 5 minutes are remaining. So this is the last question we are discussing today. So this type of string is accepted. So here you can see that this type of this type of the strings which are accepted by this machine are getting even number of zeros. So here you can see two zeros are there, here 4 zeros are there, here 6 zeros are there, and it ends with single one. So you need to just and draw the strings and practice. You can even for getting this, you need to practice more and more for such type of languages or such type of machines in order to get the proper language. So all of you understand it till now? Just write in the chat box. So according to the given condition, you can draw the automata or according to the given conditions. And just by practicing, you can improve to design the finite automata. So before attending the next class, you need to study from the previous video lectures which are already available on the college YouTube channel. So that's it for today's class. So thank you very much for attending the class. Now you can leave this meeting.